जय श्री राधारमन लाल की जय। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय। श्री पंच तत्व की जय। श्री षट गोस्वामी वृंद की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। रज रानी की जय। यमुना महारानी की जय। सब संतन की जय, वैष्णवन की जय एवं सब भक्तन की जय। जय जय श्री राधे श्याम। So it is the second session of the very first verse, and in the last or the very first session, we were discussing the very first verse of Shri Shikshashtakam. So we will still focus on this very same verse because we did not finish it, and I think uh, it is the foremost important verse of Gaudiya Sampradaya. So we need to really understand the each and every word from uh, this very siksha or instruction which Mahaprabhu have given to us. So we will again first, uh, recite this verse. So just speak after me. Cheto darpan marjanam bhav महा दावाग्नि निर्वापणम श्रेय कैतव चंद्रिका वितरणम विद्या वधु जीवनम आनंद अंबुधि वर्धनम प्रति पदम पूर्णामृत आस्वादनम सर्वात्मस नपनम परम विजयते श्री कृष्ण संकीर्तनम. The literal translation of this verse is that all glories to Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which has the 8 magic effects, that it cleans the mirror of our chitta. It extinguishes the blazing fire of this material life. It spreads the moon rays that make the white lotus of auspiciousness bloom. It is the life of spiritual knowledge. It increases the ocean of divine ecstasy, and at every moment gives a full taste of nectar bathing the entire soul. So, in this very verse, the last time we were discussing about Cheto Darpan Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapadam. So, we will be focusing on this very part of this verse today in today's session also, that Mahaprabhu have given this idea in this very first line of this verse, and it talks about the two qualities what Sankirtan actually does. The very first thing is that Cheto Darpan Marjanam, it cleans the mirror of the mind, and Bhav means the word, Mahadavagni means is the blazing fire which is burning everyone. Nirvapadam, it finishes that fire, where everyone are burning. So we will be just discussing these 2 points mainly today. Mm. First, we have to understand the idea of what the chitta is. Chitta usually is, is being mentioned as the uh, the hard drive where all the experiences are stored. Hmm. And this, how does this chitta look like? Like those who have seen the CD or the CD-ROMs, right? They do look like, a CD which can, uh, where we used to store all our data, right? But it also worked as a mirror also. I remember, back in our days, we used to visit Navadvip, and in some places, in the outskirts, they did not even have the mirror. So what did they used to use to comb their hair? They used to actually use CD-ROM, that CD. They used to use the CD to see the reflection. It's in the old times how we have read in the scriptures that many people used to, use the water's reflection to comb their hair or to see their faces. In a very same way, I had seen it, like, 20 years back when we used to visit Bengal. Like sometimes you would see that the CD is being used as a mirror. So, in a very same way, what is chitta? Hmm. Chitta is like a CD. Uh, Chitta is like a CD, and it also works as a mirror. So it has the two works. The very first work is that it stores all the memories, all the experiences of this, of our life. And secondly, uh, it can also show our real, the real uh, identity. uh, but the problem is that there are so many dust partial which have covered that CD or that mirror. So just as a mirror reflects an image, uh, in a very same way, Chitta reflects the distorted vision where Jeev thinks he is the body and cannot see the two birds, himself and Paramatma. Hmm. So this identification with the body and seeing the reflection as oneself creates the Hridaya Granthis or knots in the heart. So the knot is tied by the jiva's mistaken belief that the reflection is the true self. Let's try this analogy in a way that can connect closely with our original message, or the message which Mahaprabhu is trying to give, while keeping the idea of ahankara. Hmm. That ahankara which rise up by avidya. Uh, and this ahankara is a physical organ. In our body, according to the Gaudiya Acharyas, ahankara is a physical organ. Now consider the concept of ahankar, because usually when we talk about the chatustaya, that there are four things in ourself: mano, buddhi, chit, and ahankara. Ahankara means ego. Hmm. And what this ego is. Our Gaudiya Acharyas have spoken, in their scripture, that this is actually a physical organ. Hmm. Now consider the concept of this ahankara, this ego, like a projector in a cinema hall. Hmm. And this projector, like the ahankara, is a physical instrument that allows something to be seen or experienced. Just as the projector does not have any inherent image of its own, huh? The ahankara does not have an inherent sense of I-ness also. Ahankara do not have any kind of I-ness. Because it's just a hardware. It's just a hardware. It's just a projector. But that projector is simply the device that allows a film to be projected onto the screen. So much like how the ahankar serves as a medium for the jeev's identification with the body. Mm. So the film's reel or a tape in this analogy represents as the aham vritti, the software uploaded into the projector. Now, if you have the hardware, now you want to, as I remember, one of my friend had the cinema hall in Vrindavan. So their reels were very much different than, like, the reels which we have ever seen. Back in the days we used to have the VCR. In the VCR we used to put the cassette in, and, like, the cassettes had to be a different type of a cassette. It's not like a audio cassette could just be played into the VCR in the video. So in a very same way, in a cinema hall also, they used to have a very different types of reels. Now every projector, is there and is uh, working on the very specific types of reels. So, such how does that projector get this idea that which reel is right for me and which reel is not compatible for me? Is by the software. So, what is that software? Is that aham vritti. Hmm. So, the film reel contains the specific images that the INS software that gets projected onto the screen on the body. Hmm. A screen is the body. And without the film, the projector simply remains a machine, just as Ahankara is inactive without the software of Aham Vritti. Hmm. So the screen represents the body, which is the external medium that reflects the identification. So the projector casts images onto the screen, and in the very same way, the ahankara projects the sense of I onto the body. And when the jiva, the pure I sense, uh, is superimposed onto the projection of the body, it believes, oh, I am this body. Uh, Much like how the audience identifies with with the movie on the screen, forgetting that the projection is just an image. Sometimes they even believe that it is the real, uh, the actor and actresses just right there in front of them. So they forget about it. Or you can simply you can understand this. Let's say that there is a chitta, which is a mirror, but that mirror uh, is showing a very distorted reflection. You cannot really identify who is really there. The reflection which you are seeing, you cannot see it because it's covered by the dust. It's so dirty, you cannot see it properly. Uh, so what happens is now uh, your ahankara says, ahankara cannot actually see anything in there. Now there is a aham vritti in there, and by aham vritti, by the software, uh, uh, it comes to the conclusion, oh, I cannot actually see what the real identities, but I can see my body. When I see my body, I connect with my body only. Hmm. So ahankara accepts this on that very moment. I am this body. Hmm. And now, because I connect with this naturally, that I am this body, uh, then the knot in the heart or the hridaya granthis, uh, they start to get built up in ourselves. And it's like a misconception where the jiva sees the projection and identifies with it as reality, mistaking the projection for the actual self. And untying this knot involves shifting the jiva's identifications, like how during the Diksha time, Guru makes you Krishna's das. uh, and it's like the switching the film to a new reel that projects a very different story. The new film in this analogy is, is the understanding that I am Krishna's servant, replacing the old projection of I am this body. And this shift is facilitated by the sadhana bhakti, or by the sankirtan, which Mahaprabhu is speaking about, which reprograms the films that is projected through the ahankara. So now this is naturally happening. No one is, no one came to us, no one taught us anything, but because of the distorted reflection of the image, we didn't even understand that who we are. Uh, so the very first thing happened was that we connected with our body. This is, we could see uh, by our eyes, we could feel it uh, by our senses. So we were like, okay, I do not know whether soul is there or not. I don't even care right now. All I care is that this is my body and I am this body. Hmm. So idea is completely different now. So, in this way, the projector or the ahankara, which is created by this avidya, plays the crucial role of projecting the jiva's sense of I-ness onto the screen or the body. Now, imagine this, the very physical location of this ahankara is our Mooladhara chakra. Those who are, those who have ever studied any of the yogas, Patanjali yoga system or Astayang yoga, they know that there are chakras, is from the spine. So the very first chakra, which is on the tailbone, at the bottom of the spine, at the base of the spine, is known as the Mooladhara chakra. Now, this Mooladhara chakra is where the Ahankara stays. Uh, so, if any time anyone asks you this very question, uh, tell me where is my ego? Uh, you can say that it is actually right there, situated at the tailbone. It's situated at the Mooladhara chakra. Hmm. This is the very physical organ which our acharyas have talked about. Now, uh, this Mooladhara chakra, it is 100% rooted there, is a physical organ, is known as Ahankara, very base of the spine. And according to Patanjali, now understand this. Now, in the Astayang Yoga, those who have studied or those who understand, they understand. They usually look at you or they even see who you are, what you are. And just by understanding who you are, they understand that in which chakra there is a blockage or which chakra is not actually awakened. Hmm? Like usually they go with all the different chakras. Every different chakra have a very different type of blockages. Now, what are the blockages are there in the Mooladhar chakra? Now, this chakra, once it gets imbalanced, uh, when it is blocked, the negative emotional symptoms, uh, some of which includes uh, the holding of the material items, bhava mahadavagani nirvapadam. We are talking about that. Uh, how does that happen? So, because the ahankara stays in the Mooladhara chakra, and now Mooladhara chakra is blocked. And when it is blocked, what is happening? Ahankara is very much imbalanced. When Ahankara is imbalanced, also, what is happening? Holding of the material items. Uh, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that. Or greed for money or material materialism. There will be a greed, there will be so much of desire for, oh, I want this thing, I want this thing, I want that thing. Like, mind is just keep churning and thinking about, oh, I want this, I want that, and it's all related with all the material things. Lack of ambition and direction. They will be very much confused with their own ambitions and directions. They will have insecurities. Hmm. They will feel insecure, with their future as well as with their present. Every day will make them feel like is a struggle. uh, um, they will have disconnections and isolations time to time, periodically. Mm. They will have anxiety, they will have depression, and they will not feel satisfied with themselves. They will have self pity. They will just feel that no, they are not good at all in any way. And this is all related with the Mooladhara chakra. Hmm. Or we can talk about, the physical symptoms when, Mooladhara chakra is imbalanced. It's because it's the very mool Adhar, right? Mool is the root, Adhar is the base, the very first base, from where all the energy is stored, and that energy has to flow upwards to the Agya chakra. Now, this is what happens in the Bhakti Yoga also. When we do all the Sankirtan, when we do all the Naam, all the Naam starts in a correct way. It all starts from the Mooladhara chakra. And from the Mooladhara, it goes slowly and then goes so. What are the physical symptoms when the Mooladhara chakra is imbalanced? One may feel lethargic. Mm. uh, Digestive disorders will be there, panic attacks will happen, anxiety will take place, health problems related to colon, bladder, and lower back will be there also. Unexplained aches and pain in the body, in the lower abdomen, and pelvis uh, will come and go, and frequently it will come. Hmm. In a woman, reproductive issues will be there more. In the men, they will be there, but less. Uh, Excessive sleeping or insomnia. Either he will sleep very little, uh, like no sleep at all, or he will sleep so much that he cannot even get up, or even like you can put that person to sleep again and again. Now, says, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. Everyone are burning into all of these problems. Everyone are burning in this. And uh, Vishwanath says that Vishwanath Chakravarti Path, when he comes and he says, Sansara Dava Nala Lead Loka. Uh, but here, Mahaprabhu is saying, na na na, no Davanal. Bhav Mahadavagni. Mahadavagni. No, no Davanal. We are not talking about it is Davanal. It is Mahadavagni. Now, how to really understand what is Mahadavagni? Uh, our acharyas have spoken this, that usually what happens in the forest, when the fire starts, let's say, it blazes the entire forest, uh, everything is burning for weeks, for months, even for a year. It just everything is burning. But one day, when everything will turn into the ashes, that fire will stop. One day. Uh, One day it will definitely stop. After a few weeks, after a few months, uh, or after a year, whenever. uh, whichever forest have got the fire and is burning in fire, one day the blazes will cool down, fire will vanish from there, and everything will turn into the ashes. But here, when Mahaprabhu is speaking that na 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 na, you have to understand this is Mahadavagni is very different fire. Hmm. When he is saying Maha means that it is Anadi, infinite, eternal fire. Uh, we do not know since when this fire have started. We have no idea at all since when this fire have started. Every jiva is burning, and we do not know when it will stop. We do not know when it will stop. Then Mahaprabhu comes and says, "Oh God, this is a Mahadavagni." Uh, what is Mahadavagni? This bhava, this sansar, this world is Mahadavagni. Everyone are burning. Uh, now, but I want to stop this fire, but I know I cannot stop it because I was the one who actually, uh, the root cause of everything, directly or indirectly. But he is not directly a root cause, but indirectly he is a root cause. So Mahaprabhu is like, but whatsoever it is, because my Maya is doing all these tricks, and all the jivas are confused that who they are forgetting about themselves. Let me do one thing. I can give them a medicine, and the medicine is Sankirtan. Nothing else. Krishna Sankirtan. He's saying that whoever will do the Sankirtan, what will happen? His Mula Dhara Chakra will activate. His Mula Dhara Chakra uh, will get the right balance. His From the Mula Dhara Chakra, his the right energy will start to flow up. Everything will happen with the Sankirtan. Then holding of the material items, greed for money or anything, desire for all the materialism, lack of ambition, creation, insecurity, self pity, anxiety, depression, whatever you name it, uh, where, by what we are burning every day we are in fire, in these kind of a fires. It will stop. This is the medicine. This is the actual medicine. No like lethargicness or panic attacks, digestive disorders, or any kind of a pain. Nothing will happen just by Sankirtan. Now, this Sankirtan needs to be there without ahankar. This avidya's ahankar have captured us. Hmm. So the problem is that everyone are burning in this because everyone thinks that, oh, I am a body, and everyone are pleasing or nourishing their ahankars only. As like what uh, uh, in the Vairagya Shatak of Bharathari, he uh, he writes a very beautiful verse, and he says, Bhoge rok bhayam kule च्युत bhayam vitte nripalad bhayam mone दैन्य bhayam bale ripu bhayam रूपे जराया भयम शास्त्रे वाद भयम गुणे खल भयम काये कृंताताद भयम सर्वम वस्तु भयान्वितम भुवि नृणाम वैराग्य मेवा भयम. Bharatari speaks that in enjoyment in this world, there is a fear of disease. That whatever I want to enjoy, there is always a fear of disease that I might get this kind of a virus, I might get this kind of a bacteria, uh, any kind of a enjoyment. In families, reputation, there is always a fear of falling. Uh, that someone may can hurt my family's reputation, or in wealth there is always a fear of taxes. That I don't know my government how much they will tax me on my income. In prestige, there is a fear of humiliation, and in power, there is a fear of enemy, or in beauty there is a fear of old age. And in scripture, when you are a learned or a scholar, scholarly person, then there is a fear of learned opponents. Hmm. In virtue there is a fear of wicked, vilifying person. And in this body there is always a fear of death. Uh, for human being, everything in this world is coupled with fear. Uh, Only the vairagya, in the vairagya shatak he says, only the vairagya alone bestow the fearlessness. But we have to understand, how would that vairagya come? Uh, it just doesn't come in a second and just think, oh, I'm so much of vairagi. I remember there is a very beautiful story of King Janak in Upanishad. Uh, uh, there used to be a orator who used one of the sage, and he used to wait for uh, King Janak to come, and until or unless King Janak, used to arrive at the venue, you know, the orator would not start speaking. So, and in that assembly of sadhus, only Janak was the king and Grahastha. Every other uh, person was a sadhu, was a vairagi, Mahatma. So all the Mahatmas used to think that why this rishi is giving so much importance to this king, and no one understood that. One day there was a blazing fire in the forest. Everything started burning, but they all were sitting in an assembly. They were doing the satsang, and the rishi was giving a katha, and the King Janak was there. All the sages were also listening to the katha. But the moment when the fire reached to the ashram of the rishi, all the sadhus, they started thinking, oh god, what will happen with my copen? uh, if it will burn down, what will I be wear? Oh, what will happen with my kamandalu, with my pitcher? If it will burn down, where will I actually, how will I eat, how will I drink my water? uh, so slowly all the sadhus, they started getting up, and whatever uh, with whatever object they were attached to, they ran to grab that. They all started all going to grab those those possessing items. So on a very same time, there was periodically one of the minister of King Janak was visiting King Janak and saying something on his ear, into his ear. And King Janak used to say, "Okay, you go and do this. Okay, you go and do it. Ah, okay, you go and do your duty." So the rishi asked, "Hmm, who is this minister and what is he saying again and again?" So King Janak replied that, oh, I'm so sorry, Guruji. This My minister is again and again coming and saying, uh, the fire has reached to your palace. Mm, Now all your most expensive possessive items are getting burned down. And then second time he came and he was like, oh, your that fire has reached to the queen's palace now. So, but for me it's more important to listen to the hari katha, so I am just telling my minister, you go and do your job. So all those sadhus, they were so shocked that look at his vairagya. Look at his vairagya. Uh, we are running for our kopins, our kamandalu, and he who possesses the world, he is the king, and he is so renounced in himself that he's not even running to save anything. So, in a very same way, I mean, how would this vairagya come in ourselves? So, Mahaprabhu says, Bhava Mahadavagani Nirvapanam. This vairagya will come by only Sankirtan, nothing else. Because our lives are filled with the numerous uh, expectations, desires, uh, and the ideas we want to fulfill. We seek to acquire the things we long for, not just material wealth, but also the fame, status, recognition, and importance. But once we obtain these things, we grow attached to them and fear losing them. Yeah? And this fear creates ongoing anxiety, making life increasingly stressful with each passing moment. Uh, so this very shlok of Bharathari, it highlights that how fear uh, penetrates every aspect of our life. And that's where Mahaprabhu is saying that this sansar, this bhava, is Mahadavagni. Everyone are burning. Everyone are burning. Even if we acquire all the things we desire, we still find no happiness because they are always accompanied by the fear of losing them. For example, even with abundant food, a weak stomach prevent us from fully enjoying it. Hmm? So if we take pride in our lineage, we live in fear of losing that reputation. Family members might misbehave, tarnishing the family's name. If someone accumulates wealth, they fear it might be taken by the government or stolen by the criminals. Uh, with fame or prestige comes the fear of disgrace, and with power, the fear of more powerful adversaries. Uh, so, if we pride ourselves on our beauty, we fear aging. And people invest so much of their time and energy trying to preserve their youth and appearance. So, in the pursuit of knowledge, we fear being outdone by others. I have seen so many of those pundits here in Vrindavan also. They are in fear uh, because when they see someone else, they just feel like, oh, now no one will respect me. Uh, and if we have virtues, we fear being slandered by some individuals who have the wrong intentions. And above all, as long as we have a body, we fear death. And we see this evidently, we witness this every day in Vrindavan, that after coronavirus, our after the COVID, Vrindavan have got more visitors than ever. Vrindavan is full of visitors now because millions of people have seen the death and they understood that what the death is. Now, everyone fear death. Everyone fear death. The only person we understand who never actually feared death was Shukdev Maharaj, and he taught this art to Parikshit Maharaj, that how not to be fearful when any death comes. Hmm. So, what in this world is free from fear? Where can we find peace? How can we get rid ourselves of this fear? Is there a state where ceases to exist? Uh, but this shlok, this verse reveals the path of fearlessness. Uh, it teaches that fear arises when we develop a sense of possessiveness, when we cling to things as if they are ours. Fear is rooted in the fear of losing what we possess, and to be free from fear we must cultivate ourselves as in a form of devotee, and do sankirtan, because that sankirtan can bring the vairagya. Hmm. If sankirtan is not there, krishna nama sankirtan is not there, yeah, we are in fear, 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 nothing else. Hmm. Every other second we will feel any kind of a fear. This attachment is burning us, which Mahaprabhu is saying Mahadavagni. This attachment comes because of avidya. This attachment comes because we have the very distorted reflection from the chitta. Uh, this attachment comes because of ahankar. When ahankar recognize only this body, and does every kind of affairs related to this body. Now imagine, ah, everyone are burning, everyone are burning, but with sankirtan the jeev can change the film, the reel, and experience a new, more accurate reflection of the self, just by Shri Krishna Sankirtan. And through spiritual practice and sadhana bhakti, and the jeev unites with the different reflections, the understanding that I am the servant of Shri Krishna. Gopir bhartu pada kamalayo dasa dasa anudasa. And this new identification untangles the knots and reestablishes the true connection with Krishna, and replacing the false identification with the body. But it does happen uh, that we see so many devotees who are chanting as well as doing the Sankirtan. Uh, it's been years. They are so much submerged into the Kirtan as well as chanting, but nothing is changing in themselves. Nothing is changing in themselves. Then we question, oh, is the scripture correct? Because on the one side it says that uh, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. It says that the nearest to the chitta uh, uh, is the Paramatma who stays. And once the chitta is clean, you see Paramatma's reflection, you see the Paramatma. Uh, but we have seen so many of the devotees who are so much into the chanting, into the Krishna Nama Sankirtan. But nothing is happening with them. They are not getting anything. We still find that they are so much, uh, captured in their own lives, uh, in their own self. Why so? Because this ahankar idea have come into our heart while doing the spiritual practices, uh, that I am a body. When I'm doing the sankirtan, I connect with this body. When uh, I'm chanting Krishna Nam, I'm connected with my body. Again and again, I'm just trying to please all the people who are sitting next to me or near to me. Look how I'm chanting, look what I'm wearing, look how uh, uh, what I'm doing, every other action which we do while doing all the kirtan, and showing our external body uh, actions to others, then we are completely engrossed in the uh, body identity. There was a term I remember years ago I read, body man and soul man. Hmm. So if we are doing so much of chanting and we are doing so much of kirtan, but nothing is happening because we are a body man. Hmm. I was meditating upon Putna today, and even though some acharyas have spoken that she represents avidya, but I was thinking about her last day, very last day of her life. Imagine she wore a beautiful dress for Shri Krishna, and she was wearing that dress to bewilder all Brajvasis. Uh, but her only focus was Krishna, no one else. No Yashoda, no Nanda Baba, no Brajvasis, only Krishna. And she was acting, she was 100% acting because she was acting as a goddess, right? When she was going to kill Krishna. But her focus was Krishna and Krishna only, no one else. Hmm? There was no ahankar that I look so beautiful today. Hmm? Look how many Brajvasis are attracted towards me. Uh, She was not at all confused with her idea. Uh, She was focused on her goal. Uh, But what happens with us when we do any spiritual practices? We get focused upon distractions, feeding our ego, our ahankar, that how much I'm chanting, look. Uh, how many shastras I have read, look. Hmm. Last how many years I am practicing this path. Uh, Trying to tell everyone. Uh, Look how I am dressing my Krishna. Look what kind of a bhoga I am doing, giving. Look how, what is my sadachara. Look how much I'm doing seva to attract Krishna. I'm not doing anything. I'm just feeding my ego. And Sri Vallabhacharya says in his instructions that Krishna sarvatmake nityam sarvatha deen bhavana ahankaram na kurvit man apeksham vivarjayet. Sri Vallabhacharya very nicely says that this Nitya Krishna, he is everywhere. But if you really want to attain him, then sarvatha deen bhavana. You have to be deen, compassionate. Without practicing this amanina mahana dena, nothing can really happen. That whatever I'm doing, uh, I don't, whichever sadhana I am doing, uh, I'm not doing it. Is the mercy of my Guru, is the mercy of the holy name which is making me do this. I'm not doing it. Ahankaram na kurvit. There shouldn't be any kind of ahankara. Uh, no pride of whatsoever. Man apeksha vivarjayet. There is no mana. There shouldn't be any kind of a mana. And no apeksha, uh, like no desire at all. If you want Krishna, if you really want to stop this blazing fire which is burning you in this world by sankirtan, there is, then Vallabhacharya says that you have to chant without the pride, without the without any kind of a desire, and always situate, make yourself situated into the amanina mana dena, nothing else. Because the moment when this pride comes, this ego comes, oh, look, I'm chanting this much rounds every day. This is an action now because bhakti is ras. Uh, Sri Rup Goswami establishes bhakti as the 10th rasa. There were the 9 rasas there in the literature, Nav rasa. And then Sri Rupa Goswami comes, and before the idea was that bhakti is not an independent rasa. But then Sri Rupa Goswami writes a very literature, the very beautiful scripture is known as Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. And in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, he speaks and he proves the world that no, bhakti is an independent rasa, is not dependent on anything. So it's an emotion. But the moment you put the idea of how many rounds I have done and all, it becomes karma. Now you did this karma with your free will. huh? That every day I'm chanting, you did this karma by your free will. But as it has become a karma, then the karma bhakti idea will get implemented on it. The karma bhakti idea is because the bhakti anya bilashita shunyam. The bhakti has to be done according to Sri Rup Goswami, no desire at all. Uh, no jnana, no karma, which is above than all the jnana and karma. But when the ego comes, when the ahankara is there in every spiritual practice, each and every practice, when ahankara is there, then it's not going to help us because ahankara will make us question Krishna. I have last 5 years I'm chanting. What did you give me? Last 15 years I'm chanting. What did you give me? Krishna will be like, you have done the karma. If you had really practiced the bhakti emotion, bhakti rasa, uh, you wouldn't be even asking this question by now. You could be even liberated by now. Uh, now, now imagine this. Um, just understand this by an example. Uh, like uh, when I was small, uh, we used to travel in trains, right? Uh, so the most joyous moment in those train journeys were that when two trains were parked at any station, hmm, and in some time other train used to move, used to start moving, and it always gave the feeling as if it was our train which was moving. We were so confused which train was actually moving. And it happens, those who have traveled in the trains, they understand when there are two trains on the on the two different tracks, let's say on any station, and they are parked, and suddenly the other train starts to move. When it starts to move, we feel on that very moment, oh, it's actually our train which is moving. Now, to figure it out whether it is my train which is moving or is the other train which is moving, uh, the trick in India is to uh, look and concentrate yourself on any pillar. Hmm? There are pillars on the stations, on the railway stations. There are electrical poles, and you just concentrate yourself on that. Hmm. If your train is moving, then that pole or a pillar will disappear in a in few seconds. If it stays still, then you know that your train is not moving, but the other train is moving. Hmm? And is the experience which maybe every one of you have today, who are attending the class, or those who have been lucky enough to travel in the trains, they know this thing. So we used to be very happy when we used to see, oh look, on the one side we feel like, oh, our train is moving, and on the same time, oh look, on the other side, uh, any pillar, oh, we are not moving. So we used to be very happy on that time, very surprised. Such kind of a science. On the one side it feels like moving, on the other side it feels, oh, we are not moving at all. So in a very same way, sometimes we sit down and think, wow, look, more educated now, I'm more experienced, uh, I'm more sensible. Uh, Now I know more about this tattva. I know about this spirituality. Oh, I know few more things about about the scriptures, or what Mahaprabhu and Six Goswami have said. Hmm. I mean, one, and this happens. Uh, Oh, 20 years ago, I was not that smart, but I feel I'm much more smarter now. I'm much more experienced. I maybe had the tough life, or oh, my life taught me something. Uh, and now I'm much more experienced. But hello, uh, I'm eating mango today and getting that experience, that how tasty and delicious this mango is. Uh, Next day, I'm eating pineapple. I am capturing this experience in my chitta uh, by uh, eating this pineapple. This is the experience of my senses. What did our sensibility, our education, experience do to the Atma? Uh, Atma is not eating the mango. Atma is not rejoicing the taste of pineapple. Atma is not rejoicing how much you know and how much you don't. Uh, It is just we are feeding our ahankara. Bhava Mahadavagni. We are in that forest where we are thinking, oh, I know this thing now. So what? We are still connected with our body. We are not connected with our Atma. We don't even recognize our Atma. We don't, when we are doing any kind of a spiritual practices, we are more connected with our physical body. Now there is a whole concept there of physical body and then the subtle body. Uh, I mean, not every person is same in this world. Mm. Not every animal is same in this world. Even in the, let's say, the cow. Maybe the cow. Let's come up with, there is a one breed there in cow. No? Gir cow. Let's say gir cow. Not every gir cow is same. Not every gir cow is giving a same amount of milk. Are they giving a same amount of milk? No. Do they all look same? No. Something in somewhere different in each and every one. In a very same way, every parents want that, oh look, my child is not getting good marks, but look, this neighbor's son is getting more marks. I'm sorry, why are you even trying to compare your child with the other child? Uh, do you know what the sukshma sharir is? Uh, I mean, this subtle body, uh, Usually, there are different opinions that sometimes it's been spoken that there are three bodies. Uh, there is a gross body, then the subtle body, and then there is a Karana body, hmm, which is known as a causal body. Or in some places, it just says that there is a two types of bodies. The very first body is the uh, gross body, and then the second one is the subtle body. Sukshma Sharir. Now, this Sukshma Sharir, it carries all pap and punyas and all the different types of activities and the bit of all the things, all those karmas from the previous lives. Now let's say there is a man who studied so many of the scriptures. Now he dies, takes a rebirth. Now he's a kid. Now there was a wrestler. Now that wrestler always did wrestling. He never actually got into any kind of a education system. He was illiterate. He died as well. Now he gets another body. He becomes a child. Now there are two childs. But in those two childs, there are two different subtle bodies are in there. Sukshma Sharir. Now, because of the Sukshma Sharir, one boy who was learned from the previous life have got this inclination towards books. He will be too much involved into the books. Very nice. The second boy who was a wrestler, now he is a child. His mother and father beats him up, chastise him, and says, "You are not studying." Come on, he has a different Sukshma Sharir. Everyone are not same. We all are different. We all are different. And because of this difference, says, we all are burning. So this this is the very thing which happens with each and every other person. The whole thing is, you know, uh, one has to be serious for this Krishna Nama Sankirtan. Right now there is so much of attachment with all the with all the uh, uh, spiritual practices, by thinking I am doing it. Who is I is this body. When this very notion is there in our mind, we are not doing the bhakti as what our acharyas have spoken. We have to be very serious. We have to, our whole point is to get the bhava deha, the bhava body. How can we get that bhava body? Uh, we have to change our reel. We have to change our understanding that I'm not this body. I'm Krishna's Nityadas. And we have to be very much serious with this practice, that the way businessman is so concentrated on his business, it becomes his priority. For that often he leaves his family gatherings, his parties, his comfortable life, and so forth. Uh, the same way we have to act also. We need to understand this, you know uh, maybe by one example, that let's say sleep is very much important for everyone. Now a businessman have an early morning meeting with an investor uh, who was going to give a $10 million, let's say. Hmm. Now there are two circumstances. The very first circumstances is businessman wakes up early and visit that investor, uh, and finalize the deal and gets the $10 million. The very second scenario or circumstances is he just thinks, let me sleep more, uh, and delay this meeting. Investor is not running away, it's 5 o'clock right now. Uh, who calls, for the meeting at 5 o'clock in the morning? I'm not going at 5 o'clock. I will go at 9 o'clock. Let me take 3 hours of more sleep. I can catch him later. This is exactly what Bhav Mahadavagni does. It creates avidya. From avidya, ahankar is nourished. And once ahankar is nourished, ahankar is just making us do all the things for our body. And then we think, uh, I will do my chanting, my kirtan later. Oh, my this job is important. Oh, this meeting is important. Oh, eating is important. Sleeping is important. Everything is important. After I finish everything, at the end only I will go, and I will say, okay, now is my time to do kirtan or sankirtan or our uh, Krishna Nam. Why is it happening? Why are we delaying? The very cause is that we still feel that we are the body. The moment we will start to understand and realize that we are the soul, we will do everything for the soul first. So, since the dawn of time, we living beings have been tormented by ignorance. This very avidya, uh, which creates this ahankar in us that I am this body. And in our pursuit of the false I, we have taken countless of precious lives. Uh, and this very ignorance has played a crucial trick on us uh, than anything else. And this is where Mahaprabhu comes and says that, I'm so sorry, but you are still burning. Uh, I really want you to go back to eternal Vrindavan, but you can only go back when two things has to be there. Dasoham, when you will understand that you are the das of Krishna, the very first thing, and start to unidentify yourself from the body and identify yourself as a servant of Krishna or a devotee of Krishna. And then do Krishna Nama Sankirtan. And when a person, referred to as the soul man, he, you know, uh, or when a person is actually start to recognize himself as a soul man, then he starts to enjoy everything. Then he starts to get the result of all the kirtan, sankirtan, and spiritual practices. But when he is recognizing himself as a body, it will only lead to a negativities. It will only lead to the fear, hatred, violence, chaos, arguments, dishonesty. Uh, it 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 take it starts to take you to all the negativity, all the negative aspects you can think about. And this is what we see even in our own devotees world. Those who have crossed this body identification stage, and they recognize themselves as the soul, they are happy in themselves. They are completely contained. But those who still recognize themselves as body, They are the troublemakers in every sangha, in every association. No matter which association, which sampradaya, which guru parikar, which guru kula, no matter what, which one, who creates nuisance, they are the ones who are still identifying themselves as body. They are the troublemakers. They are the trouble creators. And no matter how much they sit in the Sankirtan, no matter how much they are chanting, not, you know, they will not get what Mahaprabhu is saying because they are missing this very point. uh, that this fire can stop when one is completely recognize himself as Krishna's devotee and practicing this very bhakti's emotion. It's something very important, very subtle. It's not a big philosophy. It's a very simple thing. Uh, is to free oneself from this grand illusion of this Maya. uh, that one must first look beyond the distractions of this material body and senses and searching through the depth to uncover where the true I is hidden. And how would I really find and discover this I? I will be able to find this I when Cheto Darpan Marjanam. Nothing else. Cheto Darpan Marjanam. Baba, just understand this. You are in front of a one mirror which is giving a distorted image. Now you are understanding you're looking very ugly. Now there has to be someone right there uh, and telling you, look, I can see yourself and I can see the image or the reflection of this mirror, and I can tell you this mirror is false. In a very same way, what the guru does, guru comes and says, look, you are identifying yourself as body. Uh, we understand you, no problem. But today, when you are taking the shelter of Krishna, you have to understand that this very recognition, which you think that you are a body, have to be stopped now. Put this new reel in your projector. And start a new movie called that you are the Krishna's Das, because this is how I see you. Uh, and I can tell you that this projection which you are where you understand that you are the body is wrong. Now imagine this, you have accepted this uh, theoretically, but practically it is not happening. Practically you are still unable to recognize yourself as soul. Since Krishna's Gita is delivered, and since Krishna has said, Mamai Vansho, Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, that every of these souls are my, uh, my part and partials only. Uh, they are my devotees. But Mahaprabhu is coming and saying, yes, Krishna is 100% right. He is holding the right mirror, but no one is ready to look at that mirror. Everyone are looking the distorted mirror. Anadi, from infinite of time. No one knows since when. Every jiva taking birth, rebirth, 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 birth after birth, birth after birth, but still till now they do not understand the very thing that I'm the Krishna's devotee. They recognize with the body. So, what we have to do, I would say in a very simple way, you know where your ahankara stays. You know all the problems which, uh, when Mooladhara chakra is imbalanced, all those psychological issues, emotional issues, and physical issues. We have just discussed about them. We know that we are the one who theoretically accepts that we are Krishna's devotee, but practically we do not even practice that. Then what to do and how to do it? And that's where Mahaprabhu comes and says uh, that you have to keep repeating this to yourself. I'm Krishna's devotee, 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 I'm Krishna's devotee. It's like practicing this and trying to overcome with this idea where I'm thinking that, let's say, if someone's name is Ramesh, uh, now this name is his body's name. Hmm? That's not his soul's name. Now, when this is the body's name, what he is thinking, oh, Ramesh is chanting, oh, Ramesh is sitting in front of Krishna, oh, Ramesh is doing kirtan, oh, Ramesh is offering, oh, Ramesh is doing this. If anyone comes and says, oh, look how Ramesh he's so spiritual, Ramesh gets so proud in himself, his ahankara, awakens. So, who is so this is all the wrong teaching. Hmm? But over the years, the practice has been done. I'm Ramesh, I'm Ramesh, I'm Ramesh, I'm Ramesh, I'm Ramesh, I'm Ramesh. Now, to stop this practice, one has to first certainly start to chant, I'm Krishna's devotee, 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 I'm Krishna's devotee. In the beginning, uh, to completely get this idea. And secondly, and the foremost, do Krishna Nama Sankirtan. Even the first one is not there, that I'm Krishna's devotee. But one has to understand on that time that do not connect any of your spiritual practices with this body, that my body is doing it. Connect this very, all the practices uh, with the soul, because it's the soul who is searching, it's the soul who wants bliss. It's not the body who wants bliss, it's the soul who wants bliss. So connect yourself with that soul and understand that, oh, I'm the soul, I'm not this body. And then, like, I'm not Ramesh. And focus on your Sankirtan. The more you will focus on your Sankirtan, Cheto Darpan Marjanam, the day your mirror will get clean, the reflection will be there of your own self. You will see uh, and Krishna himself. And all the issues, emotional, psychological, mental, physical, related to the Mooladhara chakra and the other chakras, they will start to go away. So this is the beauty of Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhav Maha Davagni Nirvapanam. So I request you all to focus on this very teaching of Sriman Mahaprabhu. and do the right kind of a Sankirtan. If Mahaprabhu is asking, do the Sankirtan, uh, he it's like a doctor is asking, you have to take this medicine with milk. And if you're taking a medicine, but not with the milk, but let's say with the Coca-Cola, uh, you're not going to get the same result. And similarly, it happens with many of us that we are doing the Sankirtan, but not in a right way. We should be doing the Sankirtan in a very right way to attain what Mahaprabhu has given to us. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. If anyone have the questions related to today's discussion, please write on the group chat. If there are no questions, then I'm very much happy. Or maybe everyone are typing. Shrivats, uh, is it okay to do Sankirtan with Mahamantra Gurudev? Yes, if you are counting. Hmm. Srinivasacharya, when he is speaking about Shat Goswami Astakam, and he says that how does our acharyas are doing the Sankirtan, or six Goswamis are doing the Sankirtan. It says that they all are counting while doing the Sankirtan. And I have written this in, for the first initiation manual also. The entire, uh, theory about that who can do the Mahamantra Sankirtan and how to do the Mahamantra Sankirtan. Mm. So follow the guidelines accordingly. If you have any of those questions, please uh, check the first initiation manual, and you will get all the philosophical ideas from there. And we have discussed this topic many times. I do not know why this question again, has come from you. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So many instructions are readily available regarding this subject matter. This subject matter. Uh, I don't understand your caution, Gaurav. Uh, Maharashri, sometimes we want growth and promotion in our material world. Is this wrong? I mean, are you doing it as this body and recognizing everything as this body? Then yes, it is 100% wrong. Uh, if you're doing it as Krishna's servant and Krishna's devotee, and uh, doing it what is required to do, rather than feeding the ego and feeding the desires, then it's good. If you're feeding the desires, uh, feeding the ego, then it is completely wrong. Radhe Radhe Maharajji, what is the right way to do the Sankirtan? Sankirtan, okay, so the best way of doing the Sankirtan is when you know the Raganis, when you know how to play the instruments, and you know that which instruments been used during the Mahaprabhu time or in the eternal Radha and Krishna Leela in Vrindavan. If you play them, is 100% right, is the 100% right way of doing the Sankirtan with the Raganis and everything. That's the best and finest way. Uh, if you do not know, uh, the instruments and the rag ragnis, no problem at all. Then just chant with kartal. Hmm. Ab kartal can be majira or with your hands only. And there should be minimum two people who should be doing the sankirtan. Hmm. Uh, and this is also acceptable. And doing any naam, no mantra of whatsoever. If one is doing any kind of a mantra, hmm, uh, it's completely prohibited by our acharyas also, and by the scriptures. So one should be focused on the naam, uh, any Krishna naam, any Krishna naam. Uh, and when you're doing the sankirtan, try to avoid every kind of distractions. Usually we are so much distracted in our bhajan because of our mobile, because of our busy life, because of how our lives are, you know in this world. But the best of the best ways that when there is a sattva is established in our practice. uh, but we are not able to accept it beyond the bodily platform. uh, Well, you are not able to accept it because uh, you're not the adhikari of it. Now we have to understand what is adhikari. Your question, let me just rephrase this question and then I'll give the answer. Uh, it's Gaurav who is saying so many instructions are readily available regarding the subject matter, but we are not able to accept it beyond the bodily platform. Hmm. It's kind of, huh? So, uh, see, I remember a very beautiful story of Vivekanand. So Vivekanand had got uh, some stomach issues. So he was visiting one of the ashrams, and the ashram mahant, when he saw Vivekanand, Swami Vivekanand, he got very happy. So Swami Vivekanand was like, "Look, my tummy is not so good." But the Mahanta was like, "Na na 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 na, you are in my ashram. You are in my ashram. I will only feed you all the fried stuff, puri, kachori, gulab jamun, all the fried items," he was saying. But rigidly, Swami Vivekananda was like, "Sorry, I'm feeling very sick right now. I cannot have any of these food. I can have only khichdi." But Mehenta was like, "No, the first time you have come here, and how everyone will think that this Mehenta only fed khichdi to Vivekanand. I'm not going to feed you khichdi. I will only feed you puri, kachori, gulab jamun, rabdi, and everything." Uh, Now, three, four times Vivekanand have asked this Mehenta, "Please only feed me khichdi." But he was not ready. So what did Vivekanand do? Vivekanand said, "I'm sorry, I'm just feeling very uneasy with my tummy. Let me just uh, go to forest." Yeah. So he went to forest, but he ran away from there. He was like, "Na na 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 na." So in a very same way, there are so many material uh, uh, readily available regarding every subject on internet, but everyone are not adhikari, Gaurav. uh, we have to understand this very idea that who is adhikari, who can digest. Everyone are ready to give, uh, but they are not checking nowadays that who is the adhikari. Every scripture, if it is a Veda uh, or Shruti, Smriti, Tehas, Puran, anything which is there in in our Sanatan Dharma, every scripture which Ved Vyas ji or any other sage have ever written, uh, there is always a four things before writing any scripture. It's known as Chatushta Sambandha. What does that Chatushta Sambandha is? It talks about that what is the subject of that scripture. Why is it so compulsory to write this scripture when there are so many other scriptures are there? Mm. What is the goal, that who what will you achieve by studying that scripture? Uh, then the adhikari, that who can actually study this scripture. And the fourth one is that abhideya, that how will you actually, what you have to practice to reach to that goal. Hmm. Every scripture have written in these with these 4 points in the mind. Uh, Now you come, you read whatsoever, doesn't, but it doesn't matter. You maybe are reading everything uh, as a student or as an inquisitive person, but it's not going to change your life, because you are reading everything with your limited idea. And this is a guru parampara scriptures. It's given by the guru to his disciple, then the disciple becomes a guru and gives to a next disciple. These are the paramparas. The all the shastras are comes from the paramparas. The guru imparts the knowledge to us. Uh, so how would you even you're not neither a adhikari, uh, nor you have this right idea of actually understanding what the subject is and how to actually accept it and then practice it in my life. So I would suggest to you that you should surrender yourself. And I'm just guessing by your question only that you're not surrendered to any guru and taken a diksha. So you do not have any formal initiation, you do not have any formal surrender, you do not actually follow it in a right way, anything. What you are doing is you are being inquisitive and doing everything by your own. Tits, bits, we say that reading the bits and bobs from here and there, but it's not going to help us. So be focused on your spiritual life if you want to be. Uh, if you want to attain what Mahaprabhu is sharing with us in Sikshastakam, uh, then follow it in a right way. And to follow it in a right way, one has to become a adhikari. Once you become an adhikari, you can attain everything. If you're not becoming an adhikari in a right way, then you are unable to, unable to get anything from this. Why all the devotees get a stomach problem? Is it because of the Mooladhara Chakra? Well, I'm not saying all the devotees. You are saying you may be like a Sarvagya who knows all the devotees in the entire world. uh, I'm not getting into this that all the devotees. Uh, I'm just saying that yes, devotees do get the issues, in their stomach because of the Mooladhara Chakra. Definitely. Uh, Go and read, start studying about that, what the Mooladhara Chakra is. And one, even in the Naam also, this Naam starts with the Mooladhara Chakra. In the right way, if the anyone start to practice the Krishna Naam, that Krishna Naam starts with the Mooladhara Chakra and slowly starts to go to the Agya Chakra. Hmm. Maharaji Pranam, is it possible to know our Sukshma body and oneself's life motto? 100%. The life motto, Krishna in Gita, Shrimad Bhagwatam, Chaitanya Charitamrit, everyone are saying the very same thing. That uh, everyone have forgotten that uh, they belong to Krishna, and because of that they are in the miseries. They have to remove this idea where they are connected that they are the body. Once they remove this idea and practice the spirituality in the correct way, they will reach to me. It's the very same thing everyone are saying. That's the oneself's life motto. Every jiva's motto, not just one person's motto, is every person's motto according to the scriptures, according to Gita, according to Krishna. And to know our Sukshma body, yes, one can actually know about his Sukshma body. There have been like Manohar Krishna, Siddha Manohar Das Baba, who was in Radha Kund. He knew about his previous all lives. He knew, in the last four lives, he was following only and only Vrindavan Bhakti. But because of his prarabdha karma, he was not able to attain it in his one lifetime. So wherever he had stopped in one life, then in the second life he remembered that where did he stop, he started afterward. So it's not like going back, that it's like a train's journey. It just stops on the one platform in the some city. No problem, this is your death of this body, no problem. Then the second train comes, you sit in there as a new traveler and then proceed for your destination. So for four lives he knew what he was doing, and it took him four lives to finish all his prarabdha and reach to eternal Vrindavan. If we are busy in office and other work, but we listen to other people doing sankirtan on headphone, will that still count as sankirtan? No, it won't count as sankirtan. It will be known as shravana bhakti. If you are chanting with them, once the lead singer sings and afterward you repeat, then it can, in this material world or in this new era, it may look like that it is a sankirtan, but again it will be a rajas sankirtan, because you're in an office doing all the different works, but still it is better than not doing the spirituality while being in the uh, in the uh, in the material world. So Radhe Radhe Maharaj, Hatha Yoga will support our practice. Nah, please, please. Okay, so Hatha Yoga, uh, uh, the very first thing is Hatha Yoga never support our practices of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga supports Hatha Yoga. Uh, it's another way around. It's not like how you have praised it, but it's the other way around. It's flexibility. Yes, you can use the Hatha Yoga postures for your flexibility, so you can sit down properly. Uh, for your sankirtan, for your bhajan, for your sadhana, for your chanting, for your seva, anything, no problem at all. But if you think that by doing the Hatha Yoga, you can do the Sankirtan, no, I'm sorry. It's completely wrong. This is not how it works. Even in the Hatha Yoga, also, Hatha Yoga actually start to give you the result when Kirtan is in there. When Kirtan is not there, Hatha Yoga cannot even help. You cannot achieve anything, in Hatha Yoga when Kirtan. That's why all the yoga studios in the whole world have introduced Kirtan. Otherwise, what was the use for them to put the Kirtan in their own scriptures? It is not written that Kirtan is compulsory to do. But they all are doing the Sankirtan because some of the teachers have read Shrimad Bhagwatam, and according to Shrimad Bhagwatam, they understood the very essence of bhakti, the very essence of Kirtan, and they understood that God, without the Kirtan, we cannot actually attain Hatha Yoga. We cannot attain Samadhi. So, for Samadhi, they do the Kirtan. But now, obviously, there is a different ideas for why they do the kirtan. Is a different topic completely. So we're not getting into it. But the answer for your question is that Hatha Yoga never supports, but Sankirtan supports Hatha Yoga. Sankirtan is the foremost practice, is the most important practice of the mankind, I would say. Hmm. Radhe Radhe Maharaj, can japa be considered Sankirtan for another form of Sankirtan? No, it cannot. No. How can I leave my material identification when I'm surrounded by people at work and in the family with whom I must use my material name? Moreover, they are people who have no inclination towards a spiritual life. As I said, uh, start chanting every day. I'm Krishna's devotee, I'm Krishna's devotee, I'm Krishna's devotee, I'm Krishna's devotee, I'm Krishna's devotee. I'm Krishna's devotee, I'm Krishna's devotee, I'm Krishna's devotee. Uh, this is what I have said. The many times because of this uh, gross identification with our own body, you know, we have a hard time accepting that uh, we are not the bodies, we are the soul. So to get this idea, sometimes our guru says that you start chanting this by understanding that I'm Krishna's devotee, I'm Krishna's devotee, I'm Krishna's devotee. So the moment the idea has been projected, oh, I'm Ramesh. But before even this comes, uh, the message is sent by your buddhi, by your intelligence, saying, oh, I'm Krishna's devotee. Hmm. This will happen naturally, but it will start with that. Hmm. Uh, Thanks, you have clarified me. My question wasn't good explain, but you got the point. Okay. So we are done with all the question and answers today, and I wish you a very beautiful, blissful week, and may Shri Radharaman bestow his causeless mercy upon all of you. May you be more serious for Sankirtan. May you work on your ahankaras, and may you be more focused in your spiritual life. Have a very good night and see you next week. Jai Radharaman. Jai Shri Bhattagopal.